This is a 2014 Yamaha YZF-R1. The bike has been already warmed up, to some extent that is. The bike currently has 6,862 miles. In its current configuration, the motorcycle is sorta street friendly. What I mean by that is it has an additional windscreen that has as you can see, a cutout made into it, which does operate a headlight of sorts, as well as a taillight and a license bracket held on by these two bolts right there. All these parts are aftermarket, of course, and we're only intended to test the motorcycle on the street without getting in too much trouble. Well, having said that, the motorcycle does have quite a bit of aftermarket parts on it. Let's start from the front and move back to the rear. So front and back exhibit Marchesini forged rims. I believe they're aluminum cast. Aluminum forged, that is, I'm sorry. It has starting from the front of the motorcycle, you can see that the bike has Marchesini forged rims with full Allens FTG 203s. They're about 2 or 3, maybe 4 years old at most at this point. This motorcycle also features true free float Brembo rotors. The pads are still in decent condition, about a half-life. The motorcycle is also fully safety wired. Coming up to the motorcycle, to the dash. Again, let's turn the dash on. It does have no other ignition key besides just a switch. Ignition delete. I believe it was made by Woodcraft in this circumstance. As you can see, again, the motorcycle has 6,862 miles, which are about half and half. Half on the street, half on track. Halo keyless cap, because of no ignition. Moving back down to the motorcycles right here. The motorcycle also has GB Racing covers on both sides of the bike. Moving further back, we have Driven Racing rear sets, very grippy, quite shoe destructive, I should say. They're quite far back and low at this point in time, set up for a taller rider at about 180 to about 200 with gear and all. The chain is new. It only has a few hundred miles on it. I would say maybe 600-700 miles at this point, actually. One track day and one street ride, if I can call it a street ride. The sprocket is aluminum, however, and it may need to be replaced rather soon. The rear tire, since we're already here, the tires are Super Corsas SC3s. This one is destroyed on the side here. It would require replacing. The front is still in decent condition. It could be still ridden for about 2,000 miles in the street and perhaps 2 to 3 track days depending on how you ride. The center here, center is in decent shape, so if you're going to be a squid, you can go ahead and already take this thing out. It's not going to bother you too much. Moving to the back, we've got an aftermarket Galfer, I believe that is, rotor. Everything else is stock besides the stainless steel braided line. Again, everything is safety wired in the motorcycle. This was salvaged from a 1050. This is just a reservoir. Before it had that aftermarket, people tend to create these little tubes of fluid in order to delete these. I don't see the reasoning for that, so I put a spare that I had sitting around, and as you can see, works just fine. It's beautiful, in fact. Okay, Driven Racing, we've got GB Racing covers. The motorcycle is also tuned. It does have a 3/4 Yoshimura exhaust with a stock titanium header. I think everything else on the motorcycle is stainless steel. I do not believe that these are titanium. I could be mistaken. It is again tuned by SB Racing. It does come with quite a bit of parts, such as, again, that extra windscreen. It's a double bubble from Zero Gravity. fantastic windscreen. Does come with some extra parts here. We've got the rotors right here, which are for the spare front wheels, which have brand new Diablo Rain tires on. We also have a brand new sprocket on this rear wheel. It's practically brand new here. Gotta take that space out of there. So you can see this is a brand new steel sprocket, I believe. It could be aluminum. Let me check. Hold on. Yeah, with an aluminum vortex sprocket. These are OEM semi-float. It does come with about a 3/4 full Yamalube jug of oil and a K&N performance filter. Not that K&N is any better than anything else. Rev 2 throttle that has never been installed on this motorcycle. I'm not sure where it came from, but it is here. We do have some extra cone-shaped steering stem bearings, which is fantastic. And here, as you can see, we have the rebuild kit for the the stock Nissan calipers there. Not that they require rebuilding, but in case you do feel like pulling off a maneuver like that, you have the capability of doing so. I'm sure I am forgetting something, but this is just about what this motorcycle is featuring on itself here. Let's see what else can we talk about here. One thing I'd like to point out about this motorcycle is its maintenance history. The oil is changed every 2 to 3 track days. Hence the extra stuff. The brakes are bled about every other track day. I would recommend the suspension get serviced. The engine flush has just been done beginning of the season. I don't think that would be necessary, but it's definitely welcomed once a season. It currently has fuel stabilizer in it and it's filled up to the top because it was supposed to be winterized. But as of right now, it is up for sale. And where's that tail section?